Hey, this is David coming to you today from Bremerton, Washington, here in the marina. I'm getting ready to catch a ferry to go over to Seattle, and we're up here for a couple of weeks. My wife has a consulting business up here, and I kind of follow her around sometimes, and I'm always willing to come back home to Seattle, and particularly when it's not raining. It's a little chilly today, so it's a little windy, so that's why I have these plugs in so that you're able to hear me and not hear too much of the wind noise. ECBA 406, Lesson 1 review, Lesson 2 preview. Let's get started. Well, Lesson 1 was really sort of an introduction. In Discussion 1, I really wanted you to make sure that you clearly understand what the writing requirements are for this course. And I don't do this because I'm an academic. For those of you who've had me in a class before, you know my background is in corporate business. It's not in higher education. And so while I appreciate good, clear writing, it's for a different reason. It's not so that you're academically friendly or things like that. It's because you're clear in how you're approaching things and you're clear in your communication. I remember when I was head of sales for Conagra, I would get hundreds of proposals from people in the field asking me to do things or to approve things. And quite honestly, if I didn't and I couldn't understand what they were asking me to do because they were just a jumbled mess in the proposal, it found its way in the trash can pretty quickly because I just didn't have time to try and labor through it. And so that's why I focus so much on clear introductions, explaining what the purpose of the paper or the proposal is. That's why I'm so focused on headings in the body of your paper so that you clearly articulate the different aspects of your proposal or your paper. And then an effective conclusion, which is your final selling point that you have for the reader in your paper. And so those are really, really, really important. And so that's why I focus so much on those. And you'll see over the course of this course, you'll have a lot of comments on your papers from me about making sure that you write those in very clear styles. And again, it's not because I'm trying to be academically friendly. It's because I want to help you out as you go forward and you develop proposals in business and all those other things. Okay? So that was discussion 1. The assignment this week was really about corporate social responsibility, which is on the tips of tongues of people today. One of the key things about corporate social responsibility today is companies like Whole Foods and other people are really communicating that businesses are in business other than or in addition to just making money. And so with today's millennials and other types of people, you really have to show that you're about more than just making money. You have to be socially responsible. You have to be ethically conscious. You have to focus on the consumer. You need to focus on your employees. And so corporate social responsibility is very important today. And it's important in sustaining a business as you go forward. So I think that was a really important way for us to get started in this course, is to understand how the business models are changing over time and not just being about making money, but doing it in an ethical, socially responsible way. Okay? And then we had a quiz this week that was on the material. And so you're going to have a quiz every week on this, and it'll just be about your reading material as you go through. All right? So that was Lesson 1, just to get started. Lesson 2 begins to talk about the external environment of business. And what you're going to see over the next few weeks is we're going to be taking bits and pieces, of course, of things that you've learned over time and really providing a little bit additional focus on it. So this week talks about the external focus of business. And that's one of the most important things for businesses today, is to not become so insular that they forget to look at what's going on outside of them and in the environments that are out there. And so one of the things that you'll find in Discussion 1 talks about competitive intelligence. And it's very important for you to know your competitors. At Conagra, we had war rooms that I created so that we knew our competitors as well as they knew them. Because if you don't know your competitors that well, then how are you going to respond when they come out with a new product, they come out with a new process? And that's going to be a real key thing in business today. So that's what I'm asking you to do, is to talk about competitive intelligence, but also look at it, is it possible to go too far with competitive intelligence? Can you do things outside of the legal realms that will get you in trouble? So look at competitive intelligence from that perspective. There will be a lot of internet sources that you can use for that, so I would encourage you to make sure that you just don't use the textbook, you just don't use your thoughts, but you go out and you look on the internet for additional ideas about competitive intelligence, okay? And so that's the discussion board for Lesson 2. The application this week will give you a bunch of different external analysis techniques. So you can use different types of industry analysis that are out there. I think I've listed 4. And so what I want you to do is to go take a look at those, to begin to apply them, to look at them hopefully from a usage perspective on how they may be able to help assist you over time. Okay, so take a look at those and then write your papers on each one of those individual areas. All right, and then you also have a quiz in lesson 2. Okay, have a great week. I'll be here for the next couple of weeks or so you'll probably see something else from me around here. But in the meantime, if you need to chat with me, contact me. I'm always accessible. All right, take care. Talk to you soon.